Okay, welcome back. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the restriction options. We're going to go to the next level of options in the menu. As you know, we're just moving down these options. We didn't have to go through the quick start guide. The multi-site we're not doing. We started with the general options. We're now moving through the restriction options. So we're moving down logically through the S2 member, and we don't have much more to do. So once we complete this set of options, these next few sections, we will actually be ready to start building our site. Now, the post access restrictions, you notice that I have typed in here all on level 1. That is what you want to do. Now we're gonna actually do this every post, and we're going to protect every post, but you can actually go into S2 member and say you want every post protected. So no one outside of the membership can access any post, and this will protect all of your content. So you want to make sure that you do that and put all in that area. You're going to actually then go to the page restrictions. You're going to put in all there. Now, if you want to use tags for your post, you can certainly do that. You can actually type in all for all of the tags. Same is true for categories. You want to type in that these all of these things are going to have to be, you're going to have to be member to access any of this information. We're not using BuddyPress or URI, so we're gonna leave this blank. The alternative view, we really don't have to do this. Okay, but we could actually protect all of the alternative views. Okay, but we're just going to we're going to actually just kind of we're going to leave that blank. Short code conditions, we don't need that for what we're doing. And we're not going to be selling any particular post restrictions, but you can always come back and do that if you want. And now IP login restrictions. So anytime somebody fails to log in, we're going to limit them for 30 minutes until they figure it out. Hopefully they will then just click the forgot password button and get their password. If they're actually trying to guess at it, then this will lock them out for 30 minutes. And then unique IP address restrictions. This will allow up to 5 different IPs per customer. So 5 different locations. You can lessen that. I tend to leave that at the default. What it does is it locks out that account for an hour. Let them know that there's a problem. Okay, so those are all your restriction options. You want to go ahead and save. And once you do those basic things, your content is really protected. Right, we're going to be putting content in at various posts, but your content is then, for the most part, it is protected. Okay, so now download options. Okay, so let's look at the download restrictions. What you want to do is you want to take this information, because we're going to be using this format for all of our posts over and over again. Go ahead and copy this. Then open up a WordPad file. And you're just going to drop that in there because you're going to be using this over and over again. So let's just keep that on the desktop. Okay, so now you're going to be limiting your file downloads. And so you just want to put in all 9s because you want to give people the opportunity to download as much as they can, as many times as they want to. So we're not going to limit them in any way. The download limit exceeded page. We're not going to have any download limits, so we're not going to bother with that. Once again, we're going to pretty much keep this pretty simple. All these other options are for more advanced things you're going to be doing with your site. We're going to leave that blank for now and just hit save all of our changes. Okay, next we're going to go to our PayPal options. Okay, now with PayPal options, we are only going to be concerned with the JVZoo integration. So everything's really going to be handled by JVZoo. And so all we're really going to do is we're going to grab this code. And we're going to grab this code, copy it, and put that in a notepad file for later. Right? So routinely what you'd have to do is you'd have to integrate and go into your PayPal account. You're really going to handle all that with JVZoo. So you're not going to have to do that inside of S2 Member. Right? So that's going to kind of make it easy. Now what you're going to do now is you're going to take a look here. You've got a PayPal PDD ID, identity token. Okay, so once again, what we're going to do is we're not going to use this information. We are using a proxy through S2 Member, through JVZoo. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is we're going to use the standard communication email. And once again, see, this is going to be handled primarily through JVZoo. So even once they're going to get a successful sign up at PayPal, for the most part, once again, they're going to get this through JVZoo. But you can go ahead and customize this. And all of the rest of the details you're not going to use. Just hit Save All Changes. Now, that means that you are now complete with your PayPal options. As far as PayPal buttons are concerned, we are going to be using JVZoo buttons, so we're not going to work with these buttons. But if you wanted to do if you wanted to do your own buttons, your own pay buttons, you could do that. As far as the API, we're not going to be doing any coding. So we're not going to work with any of the API tracking. We're not going to be working with any of the API list servers. We are going to integrate our autoresponder with JVZoo. So because we're going to do that, we're not going to have to integrate our autoresponder with S2 Member. In terms of the payment notifications, API notifications, once again, we are primarily going to be working with JVZoo. So we're not going to do this. And we're not going to be doing any content dripping. We're going to be working with our autoresponder, so we're not going to do any of these options. And now we are finally now set up with JVZoo, with S2 Member, and we're now ready to move on to JVZoo. So in the next video, remember you're going to need that WordPad, that Notepad file that we put together. And we're going to do a little work with that, and we are going to now create our product inside of JVZoo. So you are now set up with S2 Member. If you have any problems, go back through the first video if you got stuck. If you follow the steps all the way through, you should be set up with S2 Member by the time everything is complete. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.